Before we get into that, let me say I know I can speak for all the fellas and really for all the acts here that's come across the stage. We do appreciate you coming by our record tables and picking up some of our recorded music after the set this morning and during the day. Really helps us get up and down the road, and we really appreciate it.
Dave, let me say we really appreciate those that paid for something when they picked it up too. Got a special place in the heart.
And disregard that, friends. He meant well when he said that. Well, let me take down. We have a brand new album out on Rounder Records. It's called Didn't He Ramble, the songs of Charlie Poole. I told a lot of the folks earlier today it's really done well since its release date on June 1st. Not only in our own genre of music, bluegrass music, but into the folk radio market, old-time radio market. And getting on into the Americana market has become very accepted there and played tremendously over there in those other markets, not counting our own bluegrass market. Yeah, I wish you would. Yeah, I feel the same way as you do, and we felt like it was a wonderful concept to try to evolve, give a new face to some of the old-time music of Charlie Poole, and it evolved very easily into the way that we play and sing music. And we thank you for picking up the albums. I hope you'll consider coming by and getting one here tonight and enjoy it with us. Ask your radio station to continue playing that like they have. The first month of its release was June. It went to the #1 position in 3 different Airplay Direct categories simultaneously in the month of June. And if you're not familiar with Airplay Direct, it's DJs from all over the world that downloads that music instead of having something sent to them to play on the radio physically. They go to Airplay Direct, they download the songs, they play them to you and the audience. And the song was the #1 song, that album downloaded in the month of June. And in the folk DJ chart for folk radio, it was in the #1 position in June. So, and it's doing well in Bluegrass Unlimited charts and Bluegrass Today and all that. We're thankful for it. And let us feature a couple songs off of that right now and get you acquainted with the album if you hadn't heard it. Probably the most definitive song that just represents Charlie Poole to me is the title song off the album. We'll do it for you right now. One entitled, Didn't He Ramble? My mother raised 3 grown sons, Buster, Bill, and I. Buster was the black sheep of our little family. They tried to break him of his rough and rowdy ways. Finally had to get the judge to give him 90 days. And he rambled, he rambled all around, in and out of town. And he rambled, he rambled till the butchers cut him down. kind, thank you. Okay, back in 2004, I'm gonna tell you a little bit of story. Give me a chance to get a breath. Don't have my respirator with me. Back in 2006, we recorded an album called Troubled Times. And I got a really good friend in Chicago, Chip Covington. He was helping the band, working a lot of these acts with little Chip up in Evanston, Illinois. And he said, David, I got a song right here I think you should record. It's an old time song by a fellow named Charlie Poole. I was familiar with Charlie Poole. There's a song called Milwaukee Blues. Well, we did love the song. We worked it up and did it on the road a little while. Got a good arrangement on it and went on and recorded it on our next album. Well, you know, the DJs played it pretty heavy in 2006. It became a staple in our shows. And well, long about that time, I was talking with Ken Irwin with Rounder Records, and he said, David, I really love the attitude y'all had on Milwaukee Blues. You should consider doing a whole album of Charlie Poole songs. Being the astute crackerjack business head that I am, I let that go right in one ear and out the other. We were totally busy working that record, doing a lot of dates and a lot of traveling, and it just slipped my mind. And about 10 years later, 8 years later, I saw Ken in an event in Nashville one December, and he said, David, have you thought any more about doing that Charlie Poole album that I mentioned to you 10 years ago? Wow. And I said, no, I haven't, but it's a good idea. So we got to thinking strongly about it. Robert is very versed on old-time music, and certainly the music of Charlie Poole. Robert Montgomery was very instrumental in helping me co-produce the album. And we got on it. We found a lot of the material was of the old brother style, sweet duet singing, brother style duet singing in the 30s, which my dad loved so much, and I grew up singing stuff like that with him. May I Sleep in Your Barn Tonight, Mister, Mary Dear, and songs like that. Then you had the Frankies and Johnnies that we put kind of a boogie-woogie beat to, and swung it a little different, put different grooves in the different songs, and really they shaped up and how it became a new face very, very easily. Let us do you this song that was started off this Charlie Poole juggernaut for us in 2006, and I hope you'll enjoy our go over here this evening. One entitled The Milwaukee Blues. Trying to get home. He's trying to get home. He's a good old hobo trying to get home. Hanging around, just hanging around. hands of God, hands of God, in the hands of God. Put their trust in the hands of God. Thank you, friends. Thanks. Okay, I think